We reported earlier on the pressure spending decisions have put on the armed forces. For months, our troops in Afghanistan felt they didn't have enough helicopters. More are now in theatre, but even they are being worked around the clock. Our correspondent Juliet Bremner has been on assignment to see every last moment of flying time squeezed out of the aircraft, what the aircrew call sweating the metal.
A symbol of safety. Nothing much happens in Helmand without helicopters. The British military has learned the hard way. Day or night, using them saves lives. At Camp Bastion, RAF engineers work 24/7 to keep the fleet operational. The number of aircraft has increased. The Prime Minister claims it's more than doubled in 2 years. On the ground, they say it's a more complicated equation.
Certainly what we've got now is incomparable with what we operated with in Iraq. It's incomparable with what we operated with here 1-2 years ago.
But it needs to be. Every road journey carries the threat of injury from an IED. Troops are now routinely airlifted to the more remote forward operating bases. These soldiers are heading to Sangin. Afghanistan is now the most intense campaign the Chinook has seen since it was brought into service by the RAF in 1980. Airlifting supplies as well as people, they call it sweating the metal, packing in the flying hours in an environment that tests machinery to the limit.
The Chinooks are in effect the shuttle buses for British forces here in Afghanistan. In the last 3 hours, we've made 7 stops. Helicopters here reckon to carry 10,000 people every month.
The burden is now shared by these Merlin helicopters. Used in Iraq, they needed extensive modification before coming to Bastion. We joined 2 of them on a mission to Wahid, a red zone, one of the most dangerous bases. While an aircraft drops down, the other circles high above to provide overwatch. By the end of their shift, the crew has been flying for 8 hours. Pilot Mike Jordan acknowledges that it's these drops with the threat of Taliban attack that place the most stress on them.
Yeah, of course, when you're low and slow, you're closer to the ground, so anyone with any sort of weapon is going to be able to get you more easily in that instance.
Who gets to use the helicopters is decided back at the Joint Force HQ. There are times when troops simply have to be on the ground.
Now, there's no doubt that armoured vehicles help them immensely in being able to move around, and equally helicopters do as well. But you don't win a counterinsurgency from the back of a helicopter or the back of an armoured vehicle.
Political point scoring's a long way from the plains of Helmand. Here, there's one priority: to get maximum work out of a limited number of aircraft. Juliet Bremner, ITV News, Camp Bastion.